If you ever go to our Wednesday service, you know something about our calendar of saints. We continue to refine and expand that calendar of heroes and heroines of our faith. I love that our hagiography, as it's called, includes all kinds of people, men and women, some who were genuinely revered in their own day, others who were either unknown or even scorned in their own lifetime. But one aspect of the lives of saints is that whatever their saintly work was, whether they were missionaries in far-off lands, or politicians, or hospitalers, or teachers, or something else, they weren't out for fame or fortune. Their actions weren't hanging on an obsession with the esteem of others. Most saints would bristle, probably, at the thought of others praising them. So, if the faithful exemplars of our history wouldn't want us to sing their praises, why do we do it? Week in and week out, almost daily. We do it because we need to hear of their lives. We need to let their examples inspire us. We need to let their stories elicit praise to God who has animated and shaped their lives in ways we hope God will shape ours. Well, it's Sunday, and on Sundays we don't celebrate the lives of those saints, but we are celebrating the life and ministry of someone whose example and witness should absolutely inspire us and elicit our praise of God. And we're celebrating the life and ministry of someone who is likely to bristle at too much attention and adulation, but tough. We need to hear this, whether he does or not. We need to give our thanks and praise to God for having been on this journey together with him. He may not need it, but we do, and I do. I'm talking, of course, about Hal Peischer, our associate for music and liturgy for 33 years. Wow. 33 years. And let me tell you something. Hal is definitely one of those faithful people whose life and ministry serve as an example to all of us. And I want to talk about 3 of those ways. There are so many, I could go on for days. As I've said, and I'll say again and again, he's one of the finest people, finest human beings I've ever worked with in any capacity. But one of the big reasons for that is consideration. It's easy for someone in a professional role to focus on their work, their job, the things that interest them, and assume that if that's right, everyone else can sort something else out. But how's someone who's never put music and liturgy or technology or any of those things ahead of people? He's always looked out for what's good for all of us, in big ways and small ways. When we're trying to think about how to do a new season or how to welcome new people in a church, Hal's always thinking about the impact it'll have on others. He's always thinking about how best to support our volunteers. And when we have pastoral meetings, Hal's a part of those because he knows and he pays attention to and he cares about how people are doing. I knew that one of the greatest gifts Hal gave me was 5 years ago when I was at one of the lowest points in my life. My dad had just died. Things were not going well. Hal was on sabbatical. Do you remember this? He was the one who came over to my house and just sat with me and let me weep and grieve. And he just gave me that space. It was an incredible gift. I'm not surprised you did it, but it was a precious, precious gift. There's another way that Hal is just tremendously gifted, and that's imagination. And I don't mean that sort of pretend kind of imagination. I mean being able to see how something is going to look and work. You know, a lot of musicians, good, competent musicians, can play notes on a page. A lot of really good liturgists can pay close attention to the rubrics. But rare is the minister in the church who can take notes on a page and rubrics in a prayer book and put together a glorious liturgy where every little piece draws our attention to the glory of God. Hal will look at little things like making sure that the processional cross is faced sideways so it doesn't obscure our view of the altar. Hal will make sure everyone has a leaflet so they can follow along. We forget these things sometimes. Hal will make sure that our voices are working right, that we're pacing ourselves, that we're standing or sitting or kneeling in a way that's not looking awkward or drawing attention to ourselves, but always keeping us prayerful and grounded in that presence of God. Hal has helped me to see liturgy and worship and in this space in ways I never could have without his imagination. And we're so much better off for it. The third thing about Hal's life and ministry is dedication. Most Sunday afternoons, after we've all packed up, gone home, put our feet up, taken a nap, I can hear the organ playing over here. Because Hal knows, probably, the place is locked up, no one's going to bother him, and Hal's already practicing for the next Sunday. Hal is not, this is amazing, Hal is tremendously dedicated without being a workaholic. Hal could relax and unwind and make himself a Manhattan and watch a good soap opera and some of these things when he's supposed to do it. But always, if there's something to do to make things better, to make things go well here, to make sure that we're, again, focused on that worship of God, we can absolutely count on Hal to be there and to do it beautifully. I have to tell you, if all of us approached our Christian vocation, our call to serve God in whatever way we're supposed to do it, if all of us approached it with the level of dedication Hal Peischer has had for 33 years as associate for music and liturgy, there is no end to what the church could accomplish in the world. No end to what the church could accomplish. Consideration, imagination, dedication, so many more things have been incredible gifts to us, Hal, in your ministry. But I hope we can take those, again, whether Hal needs to hear them or not, I hope we can take those and build them up in our own lives as we move forward. And I hope Hal can leave here and rest, maybe a little bit, maybe not for too long, who knows, but rest. Are you ready to rest a little bit? Good. It's time. 33 years has shaped this church. Shaped me, shaped you, shaped all of us. My capacity for consideration, imagination, and dedication, and so many other things is so much greater. For my work with you, my friendship with you, I'll never be the same, nor will any of us. And I'm so grateful. Hal's given us building blocks, skills, knowledge, inspiration to continue to nurture our spiritual lives and to build up this parish. You're leaving us in great shape. And Hal, I will miss you terribly. I'm a better person, a better priest, and a better Christian for having worked with you. These past 9 years, just a small fraction of the 33 years you've been here. I know this transition is bittersweet. And I know it's bittersweet partly because this is not the way any of us would want to do this, with just a few of us here and not a nave full of people. But that nave full of people and so many more are here in spirit, feeling the same things we're feeling, the gratitude and the grief, the excitement for you, the hope for us, all of that. I hope you know how, deep in your heart and soul, that all you have done to build up God's kingdom in this place surely elicits my and our profound gratitude, and more importantly, God's unbounded delight.